Hello and welcome back to Sports Spotlight Edition 5 with swimming and water polo. I'm joined today by the president of swimming and water polo, James Goodland. James, welcome to the show.
No, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Well, swimming and water polo, I guess you're a master of two trades in that regard. So you've been president this year, obviously social secretary last year. Do you want to sort of tell us a little bit about the club, sort of how many members it has and sort of what your season looks like?
Yeah, so we are a mixed-gendered club. We have well over 150 members. We consist of two sports, swimming and water polo. Our season consists in swimming, where we compete in BUCS national championships up in Sheffield twice a year, short course and long course. And then we also compete in the British University Swimming League final. And then for water polo, we have a male and a female team, where we compete in the BUCS leagues, with the women being in the Premier League this year and the men being in the Western Tier 1.
Yeah. That's a lot of. I hear. Obviously, we know each other quite well, but you do quite a lot of training. It's probably 6 nights a week, is it?
Yes, 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday. However, there's some days where we do have swimming and water polo sessions on at the same time. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot to get through, as well as a biochemistry degree as well. On the show today, we'll talk a bit about the club itself, as well as sort of how it's progressed in the last 3 years since obviously you've been there, and just a little bit about the season and the success you have had with water polo this season. We'll get into it. First thing I think is probably what our viewers would want to know in terms of the insight into the club would be, what could you describe the most special thing about swimming and water polo? If you could put it on one thing, what would you say?
Ooh, one thing. I'll just have to say the teammates that you have around you throughout swimming and throughout water polo itself. Going down to training, seeing your mates every night, going up to games, going up to competitions, being surrounded by the people that enjoy your sport, support you, want you to do well. Honestly, it has to be the best part of the club, having those special people around you when they're needed most, really.
Well, that's great. We'll start into, I guess, the club in the last 3 years. So you obviously joined during your third year now. You joined nearly 3 years ago, I suppose now. How do you think the club has sort of developed from both a competing standpoint but also a social standpoint in the last 3 years?
So when I first joined, the clubs, in the swimming sense, we had quite a strong swim team. And over the past 3 years, we've been able to develop this and perform and succeed better each year. So starting in my first year, we didn't qualify for anything in the British University Swimming League. However, last year we were able to qualify for the A final, where we came 20th, and then this year we were able to do even better, qualify for the A final again, and finish 16th. So throughout year on year we're improving, which is an amazing standpoint. And then through water polo, through when I joined in my first year, the team has developed across different abilities. We've had new members come in with a history of water polo, and this has allowed us to develop to succeed at the standpoint that we are today, where we're challenging for titles and we're also challenging to win the league as well. And then social side, every year we've increased the number of members that we have. We're getting to the point now where we might have to start capping because we're having too much interest. But as a member of the committee, we're trying to develop this to ensure that everyone can have the best possible swimming and water polo experience possible.
Yeah, so that sounds great. And you talk about all the success you've had this year, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So obviously the men are in the water polo BUCS Western tier, unbeaten this season.
So yes, unbeaten this season. It's been absolutely fantastic. The boys have performed really well, and we're now through to a little playoffs, a round robin. So we're going to compete against the winners of the Midlands Tier 1 and Southern Eastern Tier 1 to play a little three-way tournament to see who goes up to the Premiership next year.
And you go up to, obviously that'd be the highest level, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so we have the Northern Premiership and the Southern Premiership, and the Southern Premiership is the highest standpoint that we'll be able to get to, which will be an absolutely fantastic achievement.
Yeah, what sort of clubs will you be facing if you were to go up next year?
We'll be facing Bath ones, Bristol ones, Cardiff Met, maybe Cambridge, maybe UCL. So it'll be good challenge for the boys, and I think they're all excited for it. So
yeah. And what's your position in the team? You played a little bit in goal, I know, for a while.
Yeah, so I had to be a bit of a filler goalie last year. Our first team goalie went on a year abroad, so I had to do a bit of filler there. But no, I'm usually my format is swimming officially, so I'm more on the wing in water polo and stuff like that. But I do enjoy supporting and helping the boys wherever they can.
Yeah, would you say you're a bit of a provider? Are you setting up the goals? Are you finishing them off? More of a wide forward, is it?
Yeah, I think I'm more of a winger play. Get the ball, swim it up. Great defensively. I think some of the boys would giggle if I said that I scored a lot of goals, but I have to admit they're coming far and few. So
more chances created rather than goals scored, for sure.
Definitely.
And then obviously you've got the women's team who are in the Premier South Division. How's their season getting on?
Yeah, so they've done fantastically this season. They have won all games but one. They were on for winning the league. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, which has nothing to do with their part, they unfortunately got pipped by Bristol women's team. So our team came a valiant second.
Yeah, I've seen there was they had played 9 games and Bristol played 10. What was the situation there?
Yeah, so we had to rearrange one of the women's games due to availability against another team in the league, and then when we came to replay that team later on in the year, that team just didn't want to play us. Suggested that we would come to them and play them in their pool, and we were willing to do so. And anyway, they just ended up not wanting to. Not too sure of the reason why. However, unfortunately, due to that loss of game, we would have, if we had won that game, which it was most likely to do so, then we would have beaten Bristol on goal difference, as we were ahead of them already. However, unfortunately, due to lack of games, which has nothing to do with the women's performance, because they have performed exceptionally this season, with a round of loads of new first years, with exceptional ability, with some of our freshers playing for GB outside of the university. It's been fantastic, and they've done really well this season.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a very unfortunate incident, but if you could tell us a little bit more about, I guess the actual game of water polo as well. Most people know what water polo is vaguely about, but in terms of sort of describe it, I know it's quite a chaotic game from what you've told me, but how would you describe it to?
It's played in a normal 25-metre pool, roughly 12.5 metres wide. There's 2 floating goals at either end on top of the water, and then it's a 7-a-side game, including the goalkeeper, and then you have 6 outfield players. It's using a size 4 or 5 balls for women and men's, and I'd probably say handball's the best explanation. However, you can't touch the floor. So you're treading water, it's handball, it's a very physical sport, so contact is allowed, and outfield players can only use one hand. And I think that's probably the best explanation I've got of it.
Yeah, sounds quite like physically demanding.
Yes, definitely, definitely. One key part to it is that we do have rolling subs, which is great. But even then, I can tell you that rolling subs, you're still absolutely knackered afterwards.
What's the penalty if you do touch the floor?
Not many people really do touch the floor because obviously you have to sink down to the bottom of the pool, and that takes time. The possession switches like all the time due to there's different types of fouls. It's very easy to lose the ball or be tackled quite quickly if you're not concentrating. So it's if you do touch the floor, then it can. I'd probably say it'd be a major foul, and then you're a man down for 18 seconds, which isn't the best thing that you want for your team.
No, probably not. No, I remember playing that on holiday, but we obviously didn't have anywhere near the amount of regulations that we would have had. And then we're moving over to swimming, which again is a very physically demanding sport as well. You've had obviously the BUCS. I know you've had the short course, you've had the long course, the BUCS swimming league as well. Sort of describe, I guess, sort of how that works in terms of, is it mixed teams, is it individuals, and then also a little bit about how you've got on in those competitions.
Yeah, so in the BUCS Championships, as you said, we have it twice a year, short course and long course events. We go up to Sheffield twice a year, once in the autumn and once in the late winter. And all universities are invited to this championship. We compete over 3 days. So we have individual events for men's and women's in all categories, in all 4 disciplines. And it can range from 50-metre events all the way up to 1,500-metre events in the freestyle category. And then points is based off finals. So if you qualify for a final, you have a B final and an A final. And then points are awarded for where you place, how you do. So our men's and women's teams done really well this season. We came 27th overall at BUCS Championships, which is great for us as we are not a performance centre. We're competing against the best of the best. You get Olympians there who are still at uni, absolutely smashing British records. So it's great to be a part of. The atmosphere is absolutely incredible, and it's a lovely weekend every year. And then with the British University Swimming League, it's an invited event. You get put into a conference. So last year we were in Conference 10, I think, against Swansea, Aberystwyth and Cardiff Met. However, we then performed really well last year and got promoted to a arguably more difficult conference with Bath, Bristol and Worcester. And then you compete through phases, so you compete individually against each team. And then, first of all, and then at phase 2, all 4 teams come together. And then throughout those rounds, you then get points, which then put you into either the B or the A final. And we were lucky enough to qualify for the A final and perform our best and get our best ever result of top 16, which is brilliant.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of those are in Sheffield, which is quite a bit. So you've competed at short course and long course this year. How have you sort of found those experiences and those weekends in terms of less about the competition, probably more about sort of going down as a club?
Yeah, it's fantastic. So we travel down early on the Friday morning in a handful of minibuses. We go up as a team. It's really good atmosphere, really good camaraderie between all of us. We go up, we stay over in a hotel for 2-3 nights. But being up there, it feels like home. If Sheffield is probably one of the most centre points for swimming, and I've swam there all my life, competed there, so it feels like a place that I do well know. But it's great being around, as I said before, being around people that want to see you succeed, want to have the best weekend possible. But outside the swimming, it's great. We have good team events. We go for team meals. You obviously stay with some of your best mates, and all around it's a great weekend, great atmosphere, and yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's good. And you touched a little bit on the social side of it there in terms of the team meals and the camaraderie. And I think the one thing that struck me, as it usually does, to be fair, when doing these things, when looking more deeply at them, is the social side of things. So you obviously have, like many clubs, you'll have your Wednesday night socials, which are always you go to Woodville, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So the Woodvilles are home on a Wednesday. It's been amazing. We've been partnered with them for I think over 20 years now, going back, and we have a great relationship with them. They keep us all safe and in one space at a time, and it's a great place for us all to connect on a Wednesday. But then not only that, obviously, it's a great going point for moving on to the clubs later on in the night.
Yep. I know you're partial to a YOLO or two.
Yes, yeah. You'll probably see me in a swimming's corner in a YOLO. I'd like to. It is probably most weeks. So.
Yeah. Having a good time. Well, that's important, I guess. When you do all that exercise, it's good to blow off a little bit of steam outside of it as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, I do enjoy it. And the thing is, it's great team bonding. Really, everyone enjoys it. Everyone gets to have a good time. Especially with our club, you spend countless amount of hours with the same amount of people, swimming up and down. Passing the water ball. You're always with them, and it's great to now go out and not have to focus on anything serious and just have a good time.
That's good. And you've done a lot of different sort of things. That social media game, I can see, has had a bit of an upgrade in the last couple of years. And yeah, things like cooking with freshers, that has been a thing in the last couple of years. You want to sort of explain that?
Yeah, so we were thinking of following the athletic union's tier system. So and on there are different requirements to follow different campaigns. Anyway, we found a campaign last year which was feeding your flat. So you find different things or different ingredients and help first years when they first come into university, or different people in different years, be able to feed themselves and survive at uni. And we thought we'd take a bit of a better spin on it and go each week and get some of our first years to cook different meals and show people what you can make at university and the standard of food that you can have, still keeping on a tight budget. So it's something that we've developed over the past 2 years, and I've seen a lot of different clubs do it as well. But I think a lot of our freshers are really keen for it every week. They're really excited to do it and show off their cooking skills. A few of them are quite nervous when we first walk in there, but once they get cooking, they're absolutely fine.
Yeah, that's good. And you get a couple of nice meals as well.
Yes, yeah. I'll tell you what, the standard has been absolutely exceptional this year. From jollof rice and chicken thighs to macaroni and cheese and steak to I think last year I had lazy lasagna, which is incredible.
Any particular favourites you've had in the last 2 years?
Oh, well, I couldn't say that.
Oh, you've got to have a favourite in there somewhere, surely.
Oh, I do. I think maybe not a favourite, but maybe some. So I've maybe something that I've had homemade Zambian jollof rice from one of my first years, which was incredible from scratch. It did take a while for him to make, but that was definitely an experience that I'll keep with me. So
yeah, some nice cuisine from that sounds great. And yeah, a lot you mentioned about the sort of the tier system and sort of trying to do as much good stuff as you can as possible. A lot of other things, you've done a lot of charity work. You've done November this year. You obviously had the 3 Peaks challenge last year. Do you want to explain a wee bit about that last year, because I know that was quite a big thing that you pushed, and then sort of some of the stuff you've done this year with November and then breast cancer awareness as well.
Yeah, so starting earlier on in the year, we do breast cancer. We partner with breast cancer awareness, so we partner with the boob team, and then we also partner with Movember, and we try and push these because as a mixed club, breast cancer can affect men and women, and it's a big problem that needs to get supported. And then also for Movember, men's mental health, we have a men's team, and then we also have a team of male swimmers that we obviously want to look out for and ensure that they're getting the best possible support if they need it. And then we moved on to our club charity, not officially, but we'd like to say that it's Diabetes UK. So we hold a lot of charity events later on in the year. So we hold a charity ball every year for Diabetes UK. And then last year, in the past few years, we've had a few incidences of our shot clocks in water polo, just being old, run down, breaking. But unfortunately, they're requirements for the BUCS leagues and BUCS regulations. But they're quite on the dearer side. So we thought, what better way than to do a bit of a fundraiser? So we have a lot of mountaineering experts, let's say, in the club who are very keen for a walk. So we had a lot of aspirations for the United Kingdom Three Peaks, so Scotland, Wales, England, but I think that we got a bit ahead of ourselves, so we decided to do the South Wales Three Peaks. So headed to Abergavenny, did Blorenge, Sugarloaf and Skirrid in a day. Had an absolutely great turnout. Everyone had a fantastic day, and we were able to raise over nearly £1,200 to support the club. And then we divvied it up between Diabetes UK and also Longtown Mountain Rescue, which is the rescue team that support those 3 mountain climbs, which is fantastic. So
it's great, and there's a great photo at the summit of one of those mountains, isn't there?
Yes,
that can be found somewhere on the Swimming and Water Polo Instagram.
Yeah, so a lot of the boys were very keen to support the club in any way they could. So we took a nice picture in all of our speedos at the top of Skirrid at the end of the day after a long walk, and no, it's great photo, great memories.
Yeah, that's good. A wee bit chilly, I would imagine.
Oh yes, I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would fancy that personally, but fair play to you. That's great. And then I guess moving on to the rest of the season, you'll have a couple of months left now. I know you Welsh varsity at the end of the year, or in just over a month's time really, and it's back in Cardiff, which is great to see. And you also have next Wednesday the BUCS Big Weekend. So for anyone that doesn't know the BUCS Big Weekend, this is a annual event, sort of BUCS's biggest, I guess, student team sport event of the year. So it's been held at Loughborough this year, and you are in the the Open National Trophy final for the water polo against Surrey, isn't it?
Glasgow.
That's my bad. Surrey in the semi-finals, wasn't it? Yeah. How's the team feeling for that?
No, they're majorly excited. We've had a great run through the cup already. Some great performances. Our captains are keeping a keen eye on our performance, making sure that the team's as prepared as possible. I think they're all very confident going into the final. They're very keen to play. And I think they're very keen to play an opposition that we wouldn't usually play. So obviously, we would never normally play a Scottish team, Northern Water Polo is, they have a very good challengers up there, so I think it'll really put our skills to the test. But they're very keen to travel up to Loughborough, perform in arguably one of the nicest pools in the UK, and get a great day out of it, and hopefully come home with a win.
And Glasgow, I would imagine are they Northern Tier 1, or whereabouts?
Yes, so they're in Scottish Tier 1. Yes, they're Scottish Tier 1. They have won their league as well. They are, I think they won without losing a game. So same as us really. So it'll really be Wales v Scotland again and see who comes out on top, see if we can make a difference this time.
You can, I guess, get them back for the Six Nations or something like that, even as a proud Englishman. Yeah, that's great. And then moving on to varsity, so you won varsity, Welsh varsity last year, didn't you? It was the swimming you won, and then the water polo as well, wasn't it?
Yes, so for the first time from when some of our senior members can remember, we won the swimming against Swansea. So some people don't know that Swansea's the Welsh Performance Centre for swimming. So they have a keen development system. But we brought our best team, brought our A game, and we won it last year, got the triple threat. We got men's, women's, water polo and swimming in the bag, and hopefully to do so this year. However, we'll see if Swansea bring a bit of a stronger team this year to make sure that they get us back.
They'll definitely be looking for revenge. And you were in goal last year.
Yeah,
isn't that the case?
Yeah, no,
good performance.
Yeah, I was in goal last year. We only lost one game in the entirety of the season, and then I played in varsity as well. It was a great experience. Hopefully one that I'll never have to do again. Didn't particularly like being in the sticks, but
it'll be better on the wing this time.
Yes, yeah. I think my performance will be a lot better and a lot more deserved. So.
Well, that's great. Well, all the best for the BUCS Big Wednesday and also Welsh varsity. I'm sure we'll be tuning in to see how you get on. But that's been Sports Spotlight Edition 5 with swimming and water polo and President James Goodwin. James, thanks very much for coming on.
No, thank you for having me.